You know, we've been doing this for 10 years. We've had 15 of these corrections over the past 12 years. And this current one is an average one, nothing special. Number two, it always shakes out the weak hands. So like a Jim Cramer that you mentioned has lettuce hands or weak hands. He never did the research. He never talked about the technology. He was in and out. He's a trader. He's a hedge fund guy. He's not a serious money manager by any respect. Meanwhile, Paul Tudor Jones came out and said, I'm upping my allocation from 1% to 5%. Paul Tudor Jones is a very successful, multi-decade successful career hedge fund money manager titan. Jim Cramer is an entertainer on CNBC who, if you look at all his buys and sells over 15 years, you'd come out exactly dead even. He's never made anyone a nickel. So that's a big difference there. Number two, hodling a security is always difficult. You know, I remember when I was buying Apple stock in the late 90s when it had crashed and Steve Jobs just came back into the company. People were dead set against Apple. They hated Apple. Turned out to be a good investment. When was a good time to sell Amazon stock? You know, never. Even though it's went through some 60, 70% corrections throughout its ascent now to being one of the most valuable companies in the world, right? Volatility in Bitcoin is something we want because it's a trade-off we accept. Because holding fiat money means you have stability, but you're guaranteed to lose purchasing power. Holding Bitcoin is volatile, but you're guaranteed to increase purchasing power. Guaranteed. A word you rarely see in the investment world. And I was a fiduciary and a money manager and a stockbroker on Wall Street for many, many years. Very rare, never do use a word guaranteed, but I can, in this sense, tell you, you have a guaranteed rise in purchasing power with Bitcoin, and you do accept some volatility for that. But at a 200% annualized rate of return for 10 years, I'm willing to accept a little volatility. Anybody who's shaken out now, that happens all the time. I mean, those are markets. People, they pop in, they pop out. They don't do their research. They don't know why they own it to begin with. They end up dumping it, then they buy it back. Look at China. China's actually getting out of the Bitcoin business right at probably the best time to get into the Bitcoin business, but that's okay because El Salvador, Paraguay, Guatemala, Mexico, they're going to get into the Bitcoin business. Texas is going to get into the Bitcoin business. Texas is going to inherit all that mining from China. All those rigs went to Kazakhstan and Texas. And that's the way this distributed monetary network works. You know, it only goes to people who are A, smart, two, have values, have ethics. China does not have the ethical basis to even own Bitcoin. They have an ethics problem first. That's their primary problem. Texas, on the other hand, is rich, historically, morally sound, and they love sound money, and they're going to get all the mining,